Welcome to another episode of Inside the Stars with Geena Rivers. Today I had the privilege of speaking with writer, YouTuber, and content creator, and model, and actress Penny Angela. You may know Penny from her videos and writing such as Rat Girl Diaries, I Sought the Hollywood American Dream, and her YouTube videos, How to Become a Bimbo, and the Black Girl Alt Tag. But beyond those YouTube videos and what she calls her fans as the trash stars, is a girl that has a lot to say. Penny is more than meets the eye, even though she is an eyeful. But there's more to her than her blonde hair and her pink and her self-proclaimed bimbo look. When I spoke with Penny, I was actually shocked to see someone such as her feels the way she does. It was shocking, but also beautiful. So with that being said, let's get into the interview. Well, Penny, it's nice to finally sit down with you. I'm so happy to be here. You're always on the run. We were trying to have this interview for like the past 2 months. What was going on? I know. It's so good to finally sit down and have this conversation that needed to be had. I'm really excited that this is my first interview and I finally get to say what I feel about things, because I feel that a lot of people have me misconstrued. So I'm really happy to be able to tell my story today. I'm super excited. I am just so happy I'm here today to get to talk to you and pick your brain a little bit. So where should we start? We can start anywhere. I'm an open book. That's why I came here. I'm ready. Ask me anything. What's been up with you since the last time that we've spoken? Oh my gosh, so many things has happened. What I'm up to currently is just being happy. I would say that's like my biggest goal right now, is just being happy, and of course trying to become financially stable. That's been a goal of mine that I've been working towards. I don't really know if that's I don't know how that goal is going, but I'm working towards that. And exactly what do you mean by that? Do you have a hard time maintaining happiness? Or do you have a hard time being happy? Would you mind elaborating for America today? I won't say I necessarily struggle with being happy. I'm a really happy person, actually. I'm happy when I'm with my cat and I'm kissing my cat. I'm happy when I listen to music. I'm happy when I film, for my YouTube and stuff. It's really easy, actually, for me to be happy. I love life. It's not hard for me to be happy, and I actually think by design I am a naturally happy person. My main issue has been not to be happy. It has been to remain happy. That has been something that I've struggled with since, the beginning of time, it seems, It's easy for me to be happy, but it's hard for me to maintain it. There's always something with me, it seems. I have a hard time staying happy, and I struggle with that. So that is a goal of mine, is to remain happy, and I'm yet to airplane. My goal is to find ways to remain happy. I'm happy for like really extremely short periods of time, and that's unfair. That's rather interesting you say that. I can sense that in your writing. I can. You can? I was revisiting your story, I Sought the Hollywood American Dream. You touched on a feeling of like you don't belong, that you don't feel connected to other people, and that you feel there are others who you deem to be better than you. I was talking to one of my friends, and she's beautiful. She's naturally beautiful. Hourglass figure, blonde hair, just beautiful. That's a lot of my friend group in LA has been, women that look like that. And I was trying to tell her my experiences and how hard it has been for me to be here. She didn't understand my point of view because her experience living here is much different than the one I have. I'm not skinny and I'm not pale. At the time, I wasn't blonde. I was living in a motel in Boyle Heights. When I first moved here, I didn't have an apartment, and I just had a little retail job, hoping something would stick and that I could stay here. Nothing has came easy for me in LA, and I guess that makes it, beautiful in a way that like I'm really fighting to stay here because I love it here. And even though you didn't ask me, I still am seeking the Hollywood American dream. And it feels like I'm making some strides because I'm here talking to you today. So, you know. On a lighter note to Miss Petty Angela, is there a man in your life or a special someone? Wow, you're getting personal. Is there a special man in my life? There is not. I wish there was. The loneliness. It's hard. Granted, I am naturally introverted, but it would be nice to have someone to love or to feel loved. I feel love from my mother, my close friends, and I feel love from my cat. But, you know, I am just a girl and I do yearn for that. The experience in Los Angeles has been just so different than I feel what you hear from most people. And do you feel alone being single for as long as you have been? Yes, I do feel alone. I feel alone and lonely, and that is quite a complicated feeling alone and lonely at the same time. It's such a buzzkill and it's such a killer, you know? I'm just so used to it, to the point that I wear it like a badge of honor, which it's not. It's not something to be proud of, but I go about the world like I'm having fun, like Lana Del Rey said. I've been able to not feel as alone when I do my YouTube, and my trash stars is what I call my supporters, my little trash stars, and I don't feel alone when I film for them and I talk to them, and they make me feel so special and they make me feel like what I'm doing is worthwhile. And then I also have my writing, which I'm definitely going to be showcasing to the world. That has been really beneficial for me. Writing and art. Art is a way to tell secrets. So I get to not be alone when I express myself creatively. Your most popular videos are how to be a bimbo. It says here, how to be a bimbo, and alternative black girl tag. Why do you think those videos are the most successful? Why do you feel people are connecting with bimbo and alternative? The alternative black girl tag is one of my more successful videos in how to be a bimbo. I don't know why those videos blew up. I think people are really interested in seeing black people, black women that live differently or live on the fringe of society, or they're just eclectic and see the world in a different way. And I also know there's so many other black women that feel the way I do and live how I do. I guess that's why that video blew up. As for the bimbo tag, I feel like everyone wants to be a blonde. I feel like everyone deep down has that inner blonde bombshell waiting to come out. And during that time, the whole bimbo like hashtag was really going viral on things like Tik Tok. I think that probably contributes to the success of those videos, and I'm grateful for it. Speaking of pop culture, is that the way you want people to remember you? Is that the direction you're taking your channel? Is that all there is to Penny Angela? One of your videos is Make Men Hot Again, where you speak about how you want men to be trashy and look like Bam Margera. Is that what you want people and women and children and teens and kids to remember you as? Pop culture is something that I enjoy. I'm always talking about pop culture. However, that's not what I'm only. You know, like as I said before, I'm a writer and I'm creative, and I am a bimbo, sure, but I also want people to know there's so much more to me. I'm a dumb blonde with a brain. I'm not even naturally a blonde. I can't use those dumb blonde jokes on me. I just feel I'm at a point with myself that I want people to know more about me outside of just like the bubbly blonde thing. I still do like commentary on like trashy television shows and, you know, things like that. And it's not going to be gone completely forever, but I will be expressing myself in different ways and kind of going back to basics. Who I was before, going back to that girl. I feel like I've neglected her during that time period. Trauma response of that whole year. I often find myself making characters. And you call your supporters, your fans, the trash stars. I find that interesting that anyone would want to be labeled as trash, but you have seemed to reclaim that word. Do you think your trash stars would appreciate this change in direction with your channel? My trash stars will definitely appreciate the change, especially the ones that like me for me. It's funny you ask me that because I recently filmed this video where I was like, you don't own me. You don't own me. That was basically just me telling my trash stars, and you know, I would get comments of people saying they miss the old me, and it's like, well, I'm still the same person. If you stuck around and actually look beyond the blonde hair and beyond the pink and the glitter, I'm actually still the same girl. So I think my trash stars will appreciate it. The ones that rock with me and support me for me and want to know more about me and want me to blossom creatively beyond a bimbo image. That would be limiting myself if I don't speak about things that inspire me, the music and the things I like to write and the way I see the world. I have something to share, and I feel like people, once I start speaking more freely about these things, I feel it could help people. On a different note, you have been known to change your look often. You have these eras. Would you mind elaborating to America for, you know, the Americans watching in Missouri or in Middle America? What would inspire a young woman such as yourself to often change her look? Is it because you don't know who you are on the inside? All of my eras are really important to me. They represent where I am in life. My look is my mood ring. So how I express myself always correlates with how I'm feeling. So whenever I start to change, that's because there's a change in me, there's a change in my brain and how I'm seeing the world. If you look deeply at it, it does reflect my state. So it's like when I had darker hair, I was in a really dark mood. I was battling a really nasty bit with depression. That was absolutely horrifying. And I was really scared for myself and what I would do. I just wasn't operating at my best. When I was doing like my blonde bimbo look or whatever, very happy during that time. I was just in this little bubble, a delusional bubble. Pink and glitter and Victoria's Secret and shopping and, you know, Y2K and the Girls Next Door and Pamela Anderson. And don't get me wrong, I still love those things. I still love those people and they still inspire me to this day. There has been a change inside of me, so now there's going to be a change with my reflection. My look is my mood ring, and if you look closely, you will definitely see that. The mood ring, okay. Maybe I'll call my look a mood ring. I'm a time traveler. I'm a mood ring. I'm sure. I love switching it up. What can I say? I love expressing myself. Life is beautiful, you know? Even though I suffer with some mental health things, being able to be a chameleon allows me to experience so many multitudes of life, and it allows me to be so many different people in one lifetime. But I get to experience so much. There was times where I was hanging out with all these bikers. I was hanging out with them and going to their parties. There were a time I was hanging out with like super inspired, beautiful vintage girls, and just seeing life through like heart-shaped sunglasses. And that was a fun time too, experiencing the girlhood bond. That's really important to me because I'm super feminine. So like my Italian era, I love that. I'm always Italian internally, for sure. It's fun. Well, speaking of mood, what is your current mood? I can't put my finger on it because I feel like I'm in a transitional state. I feel like my current mood is back to basics and honoring myself and honoring my creativity and honoring my brain and being as expressive as possible. I feel like I'm entering probably one of my most expressive eras ever. And I'm ready to see how that unravels and where that takes me. And I'm just feeling really invigorated and I'm feeling really hopeful. Even though there may not be tons for me to be hopeful about, I am hopeful. So that's my current mood. Who or what inspires you? What is that? Who is that? I'm inspired by my mother, first and foremost, and her resilience and her work ethic. How she just never gives up, and she's a writer, and she taught me to always stand up for myself. Prior to moving to LA, I was quite a doormat, and I would let people talk to me however, and I wouldn't stand up for myself. And nowadays, I will call you out immediately. I do not care. I stand up for myself. I don't care if you're my boss. I don't care if you're an internet friend, an internet ex-friend. I don't care if you're a troll in the comments. You're not speaking to me however you choose. I've learned that from my mother, to always stand up for yourself and to always defend yourself in your name. And if you feel it in your heart that you are right, you fight for that. Outside of my mother, I would say I am inspired by femininity and being a girl and all the wonders and terrors of, of girlhood. Being a girl is just a constant state, it feels, of impending doom and terror, because also finding beauty in the most mundane things that I don't think men experience. So girlhood inspires me, and then there's of course the artists that inspire me as well. Who or what inspires you? Lana Del Rey is my biggest inspiration. I love that woman so much. I feel that we are really connected, and there's been times in the past where I would write something and then like months later she'll come out with a song, another airplane. As I was saying, months later she'll come out with something that's similar to what I said. I remember when I was younger, I wrote this poem and it had something to do with shades of cool and shades of blue. And then the next single Lana released was Shades of Cool. And I was just like, this woman is in my brain. And I'm inspired by, of course, Pamela Anderson, how sweet she is and resilient as well. Her spirit really inspires me, and how she's always in on a joke and she's so kind. I really admire Pamela Anderson and how she has never given up on love, and she's a hopeless romantic. There's other people I'm inspired by. Sylvia Plath. You know, she got me through high school. I remember not having friends, again, being alone. During this time, I didn't really want to eat in front of anyone. The height of, can I say it? It was during the height of my eating issues. And I did not want to eat in front of anyone. I felt eating in front of people was like really embarrassing. It's like, how can you eat in front of people? I did not understand it. I would just go to the library, and I didn't even have a table at lunch to sit with anyway, and read Sylvia Plath, and that's when I get introduced to the bell jar. She writes like no other. She's one of my inspirations when it comes to writing. It's Plath and Lana Del Rey. So. And what is your creative process, or do you even have one? The process basically is wherever it comes. I brain vomit. I don't know if it's word vomit, but I'll call it brain vomit. I can just be sitting somewhere and words will just come to me. So that's pretty much, you know, the creative process. And then after that, I like to try to conceptualize how I'm going to execute it. Am I going to do a little like home video type thing? Or is this just going to be how I do my makeup, and conceptualize that mood and feeling into how I do my makeup? It's different each time, but most of the time it is writing. And I want the process to be more intricate as things prolong and as I progress and as I develop as an artist. I want to keep challenging myself. My inspiration and creativity, it's wherever the wind blows. I am a rag doll. I'm like a plastic bag blowing in the wind. I have no control over it. And that's something I really want people to understand. Even with my look and my style, I have no control over it. I don't ever decide I'm going to be this way because I see these people dressing that way and that looks really cool. That's not what it is for me. I don't ever pick. It just happens. It just happens. It's like a calling in my heart. I get like a phone call to my brain. It really does feel that way. Out of nowhere, it switches and the wind blows me in that direction and I go with it. I don't fight it at all. It's funny because I have this tattoo. I think Lana has like a little cult of women and boys that have these palm hand tattoos. I have the tattoo from Hunter S. Thompson and it reads, "Buy the ticket, take the ride." That's pretty much how I live my life. Buy the ticket, take the ride. Do something, take the ride, see where it goes, wherever the wind blows. Out of the body of work and art that you like to call it, what is your favorite thing that you have created? Something I've done like in 2018, 2019 called Twisted Nerve. It was inspired by twisting her. It was like this little mini trailer I did. I was really into making like mini Hammer, Giallo horror movie trailers. That was a fun time. But I would say recently I'm really happy with my Rock Girl Summer little short film. I'm really inspired by that. I'm inspired by it because I did it. So I can say I'm inspired by myself. Is that cocky? I don't think so. Really happy with Rock Girl Summer because I had a response from that project and people said that they relate to it and that feeling of summer. Summer is a time where everyone's supposed to be together and have fun. But there's a group of people that summer hurts. Summer is when everyone is supposed to have fun. You're supposed to have a fun summer. Barbecues, the parties, parades, and all of these things. But there's people like me, people that deal with loneliness and just being alone, where summer just reminds you of that lonely feeling because you're vividly seeing everyone have fun and connect with other humans. And I don't feel that. I don't feel that. And I want to, but I haven't been blessed with that feeling. So Rock Girl Summer came from that loneliness of just everyone's out having the time of their life and you're just rotting in your house. I'm happy I got that story out. And before we go, do you have anything you want to tell to America, to your trash stars, to the viewers watching this evening? Is there anything you would like them to know about you? What would you tell your trash stars if you could speak to them right here today? Final things I would like to say to my trash stars: have fun and live cinematically. Make your life like a movie. Do it for the plot, as they say. Just live as cinematically as possible. Make everything feel like a movie. When you're driving your car, make that feel like you're in a movie. When you're reading a book, feel like you are in this Oscar award-winning picture. It's like live cinematically. Live a life that excites you. And even if you're doing that alone, you can still live cinematically alone. If you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling pain, my advice would be the best way to deal with that is to try to make that pain into something so beautiful that it's worthwhile to feel that way. And that's why I write and that's why I create. I don't think people even realize just what goes on up here, but when I make something beautiful that people connect with, it makes me not feel so alone and it makes all of it worthwhile. All of it. So if you're watching, know I love you. I do. It was a pleasure having you here today, Miss Penny Angela, and I had a blast talking to you, and I hope you'll come back next time in the future. So that's it. We're done with the interview. Okay. I feel like I talk so much. I'm ready to get some wine. I'm ready to have a drink. Let's get some wine after this, right? We love wine. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. And thanks for having me. I can't wait to come back. Hopefully, I'm in a different mood and maybe I'm in a brighter mood, but it'll be nice. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Well, that concludes our interview with star Penny Angela. Thank you so much for watching Inside the Stars with me, your host, Geena Rivers. Next week's episode, we will be interviewing the star cat and internet sensation, Miss Mojo, the pet of Miss Penny Angela in our two-part series. Until then, have a good night, America, and stay safe out there. Inside the Stars. Are we done? All right, time to take this friggin' wig off.